Greetings from Kansas City. This is Renee Benson at AV Renee KC. You are listening to and watching the AV Life.
Hello, everyone. I am Murphy Daly at Written by Murphy, AV veteran, author, and part of the crew as you are joining us for the AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Wert, coming at you from the great state of New Jersey. And I could say that tonight because there's no one here to argue with me otherwise. And you are watching and listening to the AV Life. All right, Renee, Murphy, how are we doing tonight?
Ooh. Okay.
Okay, we're doing okay.
Murphy's got something to share.
No. Okay. This is happening. First of all, we had just the most easy summer, all summer, at least all the summer that I was at home. I'm in my home, part of my home. And it got so hot, you guys. It got so hot. It was going up to my truck lies, but my truck said it was 112.
Ooh.
My truck exaggerates. I think it exaggerates because it's a Ford and the AC works really good. And it's like, look at how hot it is outside and how comfortable you are inside. It's not trying to,
Are you saying you're getting gaslighted by your truck?
A bit. A bit. I love my Maverick truck, my hybrid Maverick truck. And oh my gosh, the AC works great. And the heated seats are like pushing it. If it's cold, bam, they are warm. My butt is warm so fast. In fact, I have to turn it down. In any case, and that's one of the reasons I got that truck is because I do love to have a warm bun on the commute. So it was really hot. It was really hot. Okay, so that's happening. And that brings up to another thing, which I will touch. No, I'm going to talk about it now. It happened. The fires. There's almost all the time there are fires at some point in Southern California, and they're happening now, and they're happening like right over me. So I'll post it on Twitter, some photos as a follow-up. But oh my gosh, the fires, it's crazy. The fires, we have mountains and the smoke, the fires are along the mountains and the smoke is making the mountains look small. That's how big the smoke is. So, and the hot and the smoke. And today, you may notice these very subtle bandages. Very subtle. I got to go get biopsied because they do that. And so they stabbed me in the neck.
Oh my goodness.
Twice. I mean, So I'm lying there and they're like, lie very still and make your neck go up so we can stab you more expeditiously.
We can stab you more.
Make it easier for us to jab you in the neck.
Yes. And so my whole entire day, they were like, be there early. Okay. It's been a while, guys. I feel like I missed last week or something. Or we all missed it. So I've been working on my martial arts as I do. So I was like, so I went to the martial arts. I was kind of worried about going straight for martial arts, but I changed my clothes. So I changed my clothes, went in there and they're like, show up 2 hours early. So I showed up 2 hours early and I was like, are they going to do something weird? Is there something extra they're going to do while stabbing my neck? I don't know. And they didn't know either. I'm like, the person should tell me, what are you doing exactly? I'm a little nervous about this. She goes, did you bring a driver? Sign all these waivers, sign 3 documents of all the things that I have to say. Are you willing to let us do stuff like stab you in the neck? And if something happens to you, you are signing away the fact that you agreed to this. So I'm like, oh, what are you doing? What am I? So I sat there for 2 hours because they made me show up early. Sat there for 2 hours. And in the end, it was a mistake. They're like, oops, you didn't have to be here 2 hours early.
My gosh.
I know. So that was irritating. But anyway, I'm glad that I did not give up on the martial arts class because I'm in my last bit till I get my black belt.
Yeah. Good for you.
This is a rolling story. I'm glad to be sharing it with you all.
Awesome.
I won't take too much longer, but
no, go ahead.
I'm sitting there having finally talked to the actual doctor who was doing the stabbing. he explained to me, we were on track, everything's good. So so I'm being stabbed in the neck, and he's like, he makes it numb. So it's kind of weird to have your neck be numb, like when your teeth are numb at the dentist. Yeah, I'm glad you're laughing, Renee. Good. So we're on there, and he's like, okay, gets it all numb, and then he's like trying to stab to the exact place. Okay. And I'm like, okay, relax. And I'm thinking, he's stabbing me in the neck. But if I wanted to, I could kick him in the head. And that was comforting. Not that he deserved to be kicked in the head, but it was nice to imagine that I had an answer to it should I need to. So, because we'd been practicing kicking people in the head on Monday. So.
That sounds like that should just be a theme, like kicking people in the head on Mondays.
It's nice to be able to do it, to have the option.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always, because sometimes if you know you can, then you don't have to. So as he was, stabbing me in the neck, then I was like, I could kick him in the head, but, then I would make my shoulders go down. Okay, relax. And he said, I did a good job. Thank you, Dr. J.
And you didn't have to kick him. So there.
No, it was all good.
Good.
So that is the story I wanted to tell you all of my day.
When are you going to get results? When are we going to know?
The good news is he said, this looks very uninteresting. So I suspect that it was a moment that they captured, which made them want to have to go look at it, which is perhaps past. Okay. So let us hope. I'll keep you informed, but it'll all be fine.
Cool. Yeah, exactly. Positive thoughts and good tea.
Well, early intervention helps everybody. Oh, our message to all our listeners: check yourself. Take care of the testing of things, because you can get through it if you don't ignore it.
Yep.
I feel like that's a very Bob Barker kind of esque line. Make sure you spay and neuter your cats, and make sure you go for your annual physicals.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Hey, it's in the name. Okay. The AV life.
Life. Yes, we need everyone to be alive for the life.
Right.
I just looked at Tim's shirt.
Oh, raise hell? Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right.
Nice.
So it was the New Jersey Devils playoff theme for 2023. So
yeah, nice.
And it was funny. So quick, not having to do with what Murphy was just talking about, but they the players had a very similar shirt to this all season long, and I kept going to my wife all year long, and I'm like, I need that shirt. I need that shirt. I need that shirt. And then finally the playoffs came around and they released this, and I'm like, I am buying that shirt.
Yes.
It's like, I need to have that.
Yeah, you got to have that.
Yeah.
My daughter was so excited and showed me for school that Converse had come out with the boots that lace. They're like Converse tennis shoes that lace all the way up to the end of your knee. These super cool boots.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
I was like, they have them. And she's like, can I buy them? I'm like, what? Oh. And she's like, it's expensive, but I have the money, but I want to buy them. Is it okay to buy them? She was going to buy it with her own money, So we're like, okay, go ahead. And she had to think about it. And then she leapt on it and they were sold out.
Oh, she waited too long to think.
No. Yeah. So she ended up buying smaller ones that she's going to mark up, just regular Converse that she's going to mark up with a marker and put her thoughts and images on. So, but it's not the same, and I'm sorry that happened.
But that's I think that's a lot more fun though, because I feel like that harkens back to like when I was in high school. Like I also remember in high school when everyone used to like draw and write lyrics on like their jeans and stuff like that.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yes. Like I remember being in high school and like having like maybe like freshman, sophomore year of college, and like
now people just tattoo them on themselves. Like, what's clothing? How temporary? We need to put
exactly. Arr. Give it to me permanently, like forever.
Yes. Right here is where I need a picture of my cat.
Oh my goodness.
I shouldn't make fun though, because I still want to get a tattoo. So
No.
it's still on my to-do list.
All right. There's a chance that things could arrange in my life that I would want a tattoo, but that is not the case today. Oh.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like I'm of the belief that it should be something that means something to you, because yes, you're gonna have it on you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's like, don't just get Tweety Bird because Tweety Bird looks cute. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm too wimpy. I'm too afraid. I went with a friend in college, and I went with her. And the minute I could smell like the rubbing alcohol that because they wipe you down, all that stuff, I was like, I'm out of here. I almost passed out. I was like, I can't even do the rubbing alcohol, let alone to take the needle. I knew I was never going to be able to get one. Too wimpy, and I don't have anything that I could think of that I want on my body for the rest of my life.
I'm like, hey, I like to wear different clothing, and I like to have a look, and I want those to change. I want outfits.
Yeah.
I don't want the sameness. I don't know. That's me. I'm like, no.
So you guys saw the news of James Earl Jones?
Oh, yes.
I mean, what a life. But still, if you go Google his movies, and there's some things that you forget, right? That he was in. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Right. And of course, there is Darth Vader. That's the thing I always, But I'm also, yes, he has done so much, between Field of Dreams and
Simba,
and Coming to America, that was the one that got him in.
Wait. His very first movie was Doctor Strangelove, which is a killer movie.
True.
An amazing movie. So don't forget that. That was his first movie. I remembered, like you do when these things happen, everybody goes and looks at all the details, right?
Yeah.
My husband said that was his first movie.
Mm-hmm.
What a way to begin. I mean, he had a rather small role, but even so, he did a good job of being on that plane.
Mm.
So, which is an awesome movie. So he was a great talent, and we are the poor passing.
And then to be able to create an iconic character where they want to use AI to replicate your voice for the remainder of the character's lifespan, as it were, in only a way that Disney could do it, so
right.
That just shows something, and that you've spanned so many different genres, and that you are so broad in the things that you could do, that you could have that comedic role, but you could also have a very serious role, and then also play the villain and also play the hero. It's like that says something. His monologue during Field of Dreams is like my annual kickoff to baseball. That people will come Ray monologue. That's how I know the start. That's my official start to baseball. It's like, all right, pitchers and catchers report. I post that video. Baseball starts for me. So
official start.
Yep.
Yeah, he will be missed. But what a life, man! 93 years old. Good for him.
I'd like to say, in honor of him, we should make all our words matter. His words, so fabulous.
Voice.
Yes.
Mufasa.
Yeah.
Remember who you are.
He had to have one of the deepest voices of Hollywood.
And I think that was the other thing too, is that his voice physically resonated with so many so
Oh,
many
yeah.
different characters. Like,
Oh yeah.
He put all of it into all of himself, and he put so much into that voice. That doesn't happen by accident.
mm-mm.
No.
I didn't know he did a spoken word version of the national anthem at the 1993 Major League Baseball All-Star game in Baltimore. So like he had a choir behind him that was kind of like doing like the oohs and the ahs to the song,
Oh.
and he spoke the lyrics, and it was pretty cool. Like that was not like Rex Harrison, My Fair Lady, but like in only a way that James Earl Jones could do it. So
Yeah.
it was really cool. I didn't know that he did that. So
Wow.
I didn't either.
yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Yes.
Thanks for all the great work, Lord.
Well, in brighter news, I guess in a personal realm for me, I was just named to the. All right, hold on. I got to make sure I say this right because I still haven't been able to like say this absolutely right. So the 30 higher ed IT influencers to follow in 2024 from EdTech Magazine. Myself, Mike Peterson, and Aaron Ma Moran, specifically, just because these are the two of them are the ones I know the best. All were nominated and added to this list, along with another 27 other thought leaders in higher ed. A lot of them, I admit, I don't recognize the names, but that also just shows the breadth of the higher ed IT vertical. It's not just about AV. This isn't just about this is not just about AV. This is as the article says 30 individuals who are lending their voices to promote the continued adoption and integration of technology. And there's folks that are talking about AI. There are folks that are they're working to move their institutions forward in technology. So yeah, it's a very expansive list when you look at the folks that are involved in it.
Well, I am very proud of you. That's awesome. All three of you guys. Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it is what like it came completely out of left field for me. I had no idea that this was even coming, and it wasn't until Mike Peterson posted it on Facebook and tagged me in it. And he didn't even know either. It was just like all of a sudden it's like, hi, it's like here we're here. You guys are on this list, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we had to figure this out. Who made this happen for you guys? Yeah.
Well, the writer on the article is Amy McIntosh, and she's the managing editor for EdTech Focus on Education. So I may have to drop Amy an email and just be like, hey. So it's like, thanks. So yeah, if you go to edtechmagazine.com right now, it's the headlining article. And it'll
I'm going to put a link to it in the Twitter.
Yes. Yes. We'll put it out there. You can find all of their X accounts. They're not Twitter, but Twitter or X, however you want to refer to it. And looks like most of them have their LinkedIn's posted as well. There are a couple other names that are a little bit more familiar than others. So
let's go check them all out.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I am looking forward to actually checking out all these folks and like really looking into them and seeing, because this is, I maybe it's just me because I'm that way. I don't think of myself as an influencer, but clearly I'm doing something that people think that I do. So I'd like to see what all these other folks are doing. It's really cool to see the like I said, the breadth of where the vertical is going.
Absolutely.
Well, I do remember a certain tall AV person in a sparkly jacket at InfoComm.
That's how you get attention.
That's how you get it. I guess that's how you get attention. Yeah, that's true.
That's
It was
funny.
a good time.
Yeah. So check out the list. Find out you may learn something from some of these people that are out here. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna say you may. You will learn something.
Yeah, you
'cause
will.
You will learn something. So it's it's, and like I said in my post, and I don't think I've even finished sharing it everywhere. That's how new this is. Like, it was as I was walking out the door today that I found out about this. So it's like less than 6 hours, new for me.
Hot, fresh.
Yeah, I know,
awesome.
hot and fresh off the
Off the
press,
finish. Yep.
So I don't even know where I was going to go with it from there. So
You're all bashful.
I am bashful. I am bashful because, like, these are the things that, like, especially when you don't know it's coming, like
Gosh.
yeah, I know, and I'm like that. Like, my ADHD takes me so far, and then like something like this happens, and I go,
Well,
'cause I'm not.
congratulations.
Well,
And
thank you.
hey, maybe if any of the 30 people to follow want to reach out to AV Live Pod, maybe some of you might want to join us sometime.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Well, there may be a crossover episode being worked out right now, so
Wow. Okay.
maybe there might be some
Exciting
of them
things to come.
yeah, it's exciting things to come. Some folks may already be trying to work out a schedule to get them on the podcast as soon as possible.
awesome.
You never know what
So we'll
exciting
see.
things you can
But
look forward to.
I would love to have some of these folks, because it's not just about the technology. It's also about the pedagogy. I know some folks don't like that term, but that's part of what we do, is about the actual teaching part of the technology, because that's how it all works out. So so congratulations to all those who have been added to this list. And for those of you who are listening, please go and follow all of them. And Murphy is adding it to the Twitter/X, and I'll throw it up on the website once I get this posted. And we'll go from there.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Twitter is talking to me.
Twitter's talking to you. Elon, stop listening to us.
Elon. Yeah.
That's funny. Well, there we are.
So that's my little piece of news. Renee, you were just at CEDIA, weren't you?
I was. I guess I'm going to start calling it the CEDIA crud, because I came back sick last year too.
Oh.
No.
Last year was CEDIA COVID, but this year it's just crud. Oh my gosh, it's such a crazy show. Commercial Integrator they're doing a really good job of, bringing in the commercial side into that typical consumer space that it had been for so many years. You walk that show floor and you think, people are really putting this in their homes. I mean, high-end residential.
Like, who the heck lives this way?
No, I mean, it's just so funny to me that, people are putting this in their homes. But I mean, some of these LED projects and stuff that I work on the commercial side, and money is a big factor. And it's kind of like the resi side is like, oh, here's a $500,000 room. Oh yeah. It doesn't even, they didn't blink their eyes at it. It was just like, oh yeah. Okay. I mean, what? But it's just, you see everything from, funny bathtubs to, speakers that look like rocks, and, chimneys that are all AV, and blinds, and, all that kind of stuff. So it was interesting. It's just interesting because I have never done the residential side. It's my second time doing the show, but it's just so crazy. It's a huge show. I thought that the number was like 13 or 14,000 that attended, but the Google told me it was closer to 20. So
wow.
I'll be really anxious if somebody's got those numbers. I'd like to hear what it was. And obviously Sony is huge on the residential side as well. So we are one of the main booths right when you walk, us and Crestron, first two main booths you see when you walk in the door. A huge booth. Of course, the commercial side, we had like one wall with our stuff, but you know, it was really neat. We had 3 areas that had like a private cinema, let's say, and they had like it was roped off and you waited in a line like you're at an amusement park, I guess. And, you know, 15 people would go in at a time. They would do the demo and then next group. That never stopped the entire time. From start to finish, there were lines of people in all 3 areas to go in and see the new cinema project or the new projector, the new LED, and the new
Sony has a good name.
mini LED. So anyway, yeah, it was just crazy. It was crazy, but you know, I did have some customers that came through, but it was mostly a residential show. But it was nice to see everybody. You know, it's always nice to see Patty and Paul from Aurora and Chris Netto, who was a speaker, Michelle Arette, she was there as a speaker. Mark Coxon was there as a speaker. David Dono. I'm trying to think of everybody that was there.
Was Amanda Wildman there?
I don't think I know her.
Oh, I should find her again. I did an interview of her and did a write-up of her talking about residential and
she was probably there then.
It's quite a while ago.
Yeah.
You might know her. Anyway, she's been around. We met through the during the COVID era when people were getting to know one another virtually.
Yeah. And Dan Farisi, obviously. I mean, I can't even imagine the amount of work he put into helping make sure that show was a success. So it was nice to see him and all that. So
I feel like Dan is like one of the hardest working guys in AV. Like he's everywhere.
He is. And he immerses himself into everything. So he's, you know, so he can keep up on everything. So it's really neat to see him. I actually, on my way out of the hotel, heading to my Uber, I saw him. I'm like, okay, my final goodbye. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for what you did. It was a really great show. And I mean, I have no idea, you know, how that whole merger of the shows between CEDIA and then Commercial Integrated, how they made it all come together. But, you know, a lot of presence there. Great. It was a great time. And I think I heard a rumor that they signed like a 8-year contract. That might be false, but so it's going to be in Denver, I think, for 8 more years, is what I understand. So,
oh, awesome.
So as long as it's there and that's part of my territory, I get to go. But yeah, it's.
I'd say it looked like a lot of fun based on the all the pictures I saw from everybody, and you know. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. It was a good show. It's fun to see some of that stuff because I'm never going to put a $500,000 video wall in my basement. So it's always fun to see what people are really doing. You know, from the lighting and speakers and it just everything. So it was really cool. Yeah, and Gary Kay was there with his, those Ray people were running around broadcasting live and doing interviews and all that jazz. So it was a good show. It was definitely a good show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Other than the sickness I come home with the last 2 years is fine. But
well, and not that I want to be the bearer of bad news, but I heard like 44 out of the 50 states are all experiencing another surge. So
I have heard that too.
Yeah. And Jersey's one of them. So I'm not surprised that you know.
Take your vitamins.
Drink your water, take your vitamins.
Yep. Definitely.
There you go.
Murphy, did you have a PM minute for us, or did we? Skip that on accident?
We got time. We got time. Let's do it.
Yes, the PM minute. Now, there are times when projects all come together, and then there is that moment when it feels like everything is crashing. Like perhaps things are going up in flames, and that's a terrible moment when your project, you're like, oh, this is a disaster, a whole disaster. What can be done? And so I was thinking about the flames that I am under right now, thankfully not licking me myself, but within sight. And it is, yes, it's disastrous and a lot of things are getting burned, but there are forces in place. When a fire starts burning, the material that the fire can consume starts to get burnt up. So that's part of how the firefighters work with the stuff in place. And what happens is all this smoke comes up in the air, and that material in the air causes rain, which helps fight the fire. That actually happened. The fire is still raging, but it happened in one part of the fire this weekend. And all this soot goes up in the air, and all of the moisture gathers around it and makes the rain fall to help fight that disaster. There are other forces that happen when a fire is part of the process of what nature does when it has a fire. And when I'm thinking about projects, I'm remembering, if I think, oh my gosh, everything is in flames, there are forces that can step in. There are things that can happen when a desired project starts to feel like it's completely off the rails, completely in flames, all the metaphors. There are forces that want these projects to happen. I suppose I could also say the other thing when disasters happen that I remember. Mr. Rogers says, look for the helpers. When projects are happening, when they seem completely in flames, look for the systems that are meant to come in to support the success of the project, that more than just the project manager wants to have happen. I remember one time thinking, there's absolutely no way that this one project is going to happen. The customer was like, this has got to happen. It must happen. I'm like, I understand you want that to happen, but there's no way that the equipment can get there in time. And he said to me, I'm like, it's not going to happen. They already told us it's back ordered. No way to get it there. I'm like, all right, then. I'm sorry, sir. It can't happen. This is when it can happen. He did not like that answer. But you know what he did do? He didn't yell at me. Believe me, that happens. They can yell at me, the project manager, all the time. What he said was, I'm 5 miles away from an Ingram Micro distribution center. I can drive over there and pick it up. There's no way they don't have one more. And we only needed one more of this one particular piece of equipment that we need. It's like, what? You would do that? He goes, absolutely. And he did.
Yeah.
It was almost like the rain happening on a huge fire. Like, this is, there's no way this is going to happen. But he's like, I'm going to drive over there in my truck and get that item and bring it back. And I was like, if you can do that, we can roll forward. And he did. And we did. He was a great guy. But I was all like, it's just in flames. He's angry. I can't do it. I couldn't do it with the systems I had, but there were other systems ready to come forward and cooperate, be part of helping the project move forward, the best solution.
Thinking outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and not focusing only on disaster, like what else can happen. Yeah, this is why it can't happen. Does anyone else have any ideas?
Yeah.
If you can't fix this block, it's going to take this much longer. But he's like, I'm going to drive there right now. And I'm like, okay. So that was a fun project.
That's really cool.
Yeah, you can keep people calm.
Yeah.
And let's work through this.
That's right. We all want to do this together. The systems can work together. So that's my PM minute for today.
Very nice.
Nice. Yeah. And, fire has a way of almost being cleansing in some aspects.
Yeah, it does. And that's why we always have them here, is because something needs to burn down. Let's have it not be the houses. Let's have it be the brush.
Yeah. That was the point. Yeah. The trees, the brush, that's fine. No houses. It's just.
Yeah. No damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and, there's always the phoenix rising from the ashes, as well, that symbolism. So,
Yeah.
Good one, Murphy.
Yeah. Very nice. So.
Well, I wish Nancy or Joe could have been on so we could have heard how the Hetma golf tournament went.
All right.
I do have to say, Britt Yenzer, though, she was keeping us fully covered under this. So if you go find her on Twitter, on X, and also Hetma and Higher Ed AV, and you can find what's been going on. But yeah, it sounds like it was a raging success. So
yeah, she did some videos and stuff that are worth watching. And I was glad everything went well. She was hot. She said it was very hot there. So she was talking about that.
That's what I heard too. Yeah. It's that's the first. So yeah, well, that was the thing. It's the first. This whole, you guys, we were messaging in the chat, and this is the first time I caught one that popped up on the screen. All the other ones didn't, do anything.
Yeah, so I'm definitely still getting used to StreamYard.
Yeah, I mean, it's I love it though. Like I don't have to worry about keeping software up to date anymore. Like everything it's not, on my Zoom account anymore. I'm not going to say which one because I don't want to get in trouble either way, or maybe not get in trouble.
Yeah, right. I think it's funny though, 4 years post pandemic, I had never heard of this one. All the ones that are out there as options, I had never heard of StreamYard. So nice job, StreamYard.
Yeah, good job. And this is a solid product, and there's more that I could do with it. I just need to sit down and spend the time with it, which as of late has not been, I have not had the extra time to do that.
I got to figure this picture.
Although I do say that, but I totally had a total binge watching TV day on Saturday this weekend. I started watching Ted Lasso with my wife.
Oh, that's a fun show.
It is amazing. It is, I think it's because I relate to that character so much, because there's like the eternal optimism, which I feel like I do have most of the time, and that and it is like there's the kind of slightly off comments, things that like don't relate to from the US to England and things. It's funny. Like we already went through season 1. I'm ready for season 2. And I really hope they make season 4 happen, because I got the feeling I'm going to need more of it.
And how many seasons is that?
Right now it's up there. They've completed 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah, there's a 4th that's, I think, potentially in the works, and I've heard like 4 of the main characters are returning for it. So
this is how spoiled I've become in our new world of streaming. I almost want to wait till the entire thing is done, because I can't hardly stand having to wait till the next one comes out. That's like,
don't make me wait.
Don't make me wait.
Do you remember when we used to have to wait for weekly episodes for things?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
What's going to happen on Lost?
I can never go back to that life.
Nope.
I'm so spoiled. Somebody told me about The Perfect Couple. And I binged it the other day, and I mean it was 6 episodes, and I fell asleep. And then I wake up in the morning, I can't do anything until I watch that. I was like, this is ridiculous, Renee. But Yeah.
That's what Tiger King was for my wife during the pandemic. It's like
Beautiful.
I had fallen asleep at one point. I woke up at like 3:00 in the morning. She's wide awake, and I'm like, "What are you watching?" She's like, "I'm still watching Tiger King." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And like at this point, I'm up, so I'm watching with her and just watching the train wreck that is happening in front of us.
Yeah.
I never saw that, but I heard about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was train wreck is probably the best way to put it.
Mm. Yeah.
That's it.
Mm.
Oh, and then I caught bits and pieces of, because I just feel like we're talking about streaming now anyhow. Lessons in Chemistry, which is with Brie Larson from Captain Marvel, for all my nerds out there.
Yeah.
And it was really good. It was oh, sorry, I'm hearing the people are home in my house. And yeah, it was pretty good. And she plays a chemist during the 1950s, I think. I didn't really get a time period, but
Wow.
very much during a time period when women were not looked upon as like being doctors of chemistry and stuff like that. So
To watch it.
yes, it's definitely a worthwhile series. It's a mini series. It's only like 8 episodes or something like that. So but they're like 45 to an hour. So
I'm trying to remember if I've read that. I feel like I might have.
there is a book that's attached to it. I don't remember what the name of it is. So
It would have been Lessons in Chemistry.
possibly, yes. Yeah, I think that might have been what it was called. Yes. I know there definitely was a book though. So there's your and I think they're both on Apple TV right now. So Ted Lasso and Lessons in Chemistry.
Nice.
Hmm.
I'll add it to my list.
There you go.
And
there you go, Apple. There's their promos from me.
There you go. Here's your plug.
There's your plug. Now get me my iPad.
No, I didn't read this. I read a different one.
Oh, okay.
What was it? Something about, it was a different one. It was a mystery and this and that, but this one looks like it's a mystery too. Never mind.
Got it on the book channel.
What was it? Like magic and anyway.
All right. Well, you know what? I think we'll wrap it up here. I think we've got ourselves where we needed to be for tonight. Next week, and I'm putting this out there because it's happening and it's on the schedule. We're doing a crossover episode with the Bald AV guys, Rich Miller and George Chakow. So I am so unbelievably happy that we're doing this episode, and thank you, Renee. This is all you. This is
I was just an accident. It was more like, we were talking about something else, business stuff, and I was like, oh, I have to have you on. Ooh, crossover, it could be interesting. And now here it's coming.
And here it is. It's happening. So that'll be next week's episode. So keep an ear out for that and be ready for everything in that respect. And
I'm going to adjust my customer dinner because I do not want to miss. I'm going to make him go to dinner earlier.
There you go. Yeah, just push it. It's just early dinner. It's fine. And then if you need to go for late night drinks afterwards, go afterwards. So
yeah.
Right.
Sure.
I just need 45 minutes. It's like, actually that episode is probably going to go an hour. So I'm going to, I have the feeling that's what's going to happen.
I have I'm triple booked, but I may join at the tail end.
Okay.
Maybe I should text you or something and say, is it still on? Should I come?
Yeah.
I mean, you could see, that's the beauty of StreamYard is you could join in and I could see you in the lobby and I can know if I need to bring you in or not. So
if you're right at the moment of your closing off, you can be like, sorry, Murphy, we'll catch you later.
Yeah. Don't let her in.
Good. Okay, good. That's wonderful.
Awesome.
So I think I'm gonna also turn in and go to bed as well. So
same.
Yeah. Same. So Murphy, Renee, thank you for joining me tonight and being a part of this. And I don't think I would have made that list if it wasn't for folks like the two of you. So, that's you're part of that. It's my name that's up there, but it's the podcast that got me there. So, thank you for your assistance and being a part of this crazy adventure here.
But I think you're selling yourself short.
I think so too. I agree with Murphy.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. And to all of our listeners, keep listening, and we'll keep giving you the high quality content that you always expect from us here at the AV Life. And as I always say, until our next adventure.